Hey everyone, Chris the Thrift Shop Hustler. Another What Sold on eBay video. I want to wish you and yours a happy new year. We appreciate all the new subscribers. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please click the subscribe button below. I'm also a reseller on Steemit. Things are going pretty crazy over there. So if you're on Steemit, definitely give me a follow. There's a link below. But yes, I want to wish everyone a happy new year. I definitely appreciate everyone's support throughout the year. This was the first year I did, in 2017, I did YouTube videos on my reselling journey. And just to preface everything, I do this part-time. I have a full-time job and family and kids and art career and just a bunch of other stuff going on. So this is part-time for me. And I really appreciate everyone's support as this is kind of my journey through that. I've been reselling for almost 30 years. Started eBay in 1995. I did a lot of stuff when I was like a kid at thrift shops, at swap meets and things like that. So I've been in this business for a long time. And basically this video, we're going to show you what sold on eBay, some of the highlights, and definitely some of the lowlights. And what I mean by that is there's a few failures in this video, and I definitely want you guys, I want to touch upon this so you guys don't make the same mistakes that I did. And so this is a whole learning experience, and maybe you'll find a little bit of information in here that you can take on your journey yourself. I definitely feel it's important to show you guys my failures also so that you don't make the same mistakes, and everyone's doing on their own path, so you do what you do. I think that the theme for 2018 is going to be you do you. Take the information that I have, do what you will. Everyone's different. My journey is going to be different from your journey, and I've rambled on long enough, so let's get right into it. But definitely stay through the whole video. There's a lot of failures in between all these things that hopefully you'll pick up some good information there. But like I said, once again, I'm Chris the Thrift Shop Hustler. I really appreciate your guys' support, so let's get right into it. First up, we have this Korg metronome. A metronome. I can't even pronounce that. And anyways, it's basically a tempo beat, it's a rhythm thing for musicians. I got this at a yard sale in a box of other electronics for $1. So I'm literally like maybe 10 cents into this. But anyways, had this up for about 3 or 4 months. Paid about a dime, sold for $12.99 plus $2.99 shipping. With these things, you kind of want to make sure that they work, put a battery inside them, and make sure that there's no corrosion. There was no corrosion in this. It had a little bit of shelf wear. I also put in my item condition, what kind of batteries it takes, that batteries are not included. I feel that's very important to put into your listing. So anyways, this was a pretty good flip as far as like the other things. I did sell the other stuff that was in that box, and what basically it was a lunch box that, and I still have that lunch box. I put my pens and what do you call it, scissors and stuff in it. Anyways, it was $1, and so I bought it, and there was a lot of things in there I sold, but that's that. Next up, we have this root beer can from, I think this is probably from the 70s or the early 80s. As you can see, old cans, they'll have this weird kind of pull tab part. As you can see, it's kind of like a teardrop shape. Old cans are like this. And this was part of the Coca-Cola collection. If you guys remember a few videos back, if I can remember, I'll put a link up here to the video for that. But anyways, this can was actually in pretty good condition considering its age. The graphics on here were pretty tight, and I was probably maybe like less than $1 into this when I bought the collection. Anyways, this sold really quick for $9.99 plus $1.99 shipping. This thing was super light. It was maybe like not even like 3 ounces with a box and everything. And definitely if you sell cans, ship it in a box. I mean, I hate to even like say like why wouldn't you, but yeah, you'd be surprised. Some people, some sellers that send stuff like this in bubble mailers, it just baffles my mind. Invest in boxes. So this is a pro tip. Always invest in boxes, different sizes. You can actually find a lot of free boxes if you go to the back of supermarkets and stuff like that. But anyways, I digress. Definitely look out for old soda cans, especially if you can get them for super cheap and they're in good condition. Some of them go for a pretty good amount of money. Just go on eBay, search soda can and sort by highest price, and you can see what I'm talking about. Next up, we have this Teddy Ruxpin 1985 book and tape. Like I said, for those that have watched my channel before, when I got this collection, I paid $40 for like a huge stack of these, plus clothes and a Teddy Ruxpin. And I had some issues with the clothes. I sent the clothes to a person And that's, I don't even want to get into that. Anyways, there was like some things missing in there, and they got upset, but that was a whole thing. I had to refund that. But anyways, I made pretty good money on the books and the cassettes. These things were pretty much like NOS, though they were listed as used. The boxes were pretty tattered, but the books and the cassettes inside these were literally brand new. I don't think they were ever removed or used. But anyways, $40. I think there was like a stack of maybe 16 or 18 of these, but they're all different kinds. Some of these are really rare, and for the most part, they were sold anywhere between $15 and $20. I sold a couple of them at $29.99, as you see here, and I think I took a best offer for $20 on this one. So that was actually a really good investment, and the last one's just sold. And I don't want to bore you guys with showing you all of them, but just know that these are all gone. And as a matter of fact, I think I might have 2 left that I haven't listed because they were doubles. But anyways, they're pretty much all gone. It was a really good investment for $40, and pretty much sold all of them in a relatively quick amount of time. Next up, we have this Gary Vaynerchuk action figure, custom made. This is some of the private label stuff I do. And I just thought I'd show you guys this because it was pretty funny. No, this didn't sell for $1,000, but took a best offer for like $90 plus shipping. This shipped to someone in the UK. I do custom action figures, and I can see, for any of those that are familiar with Gary's work, he actually has this figure hanging up in his office. Cool. So huge shout out to Gary. We talk from time to time. He's a really cool guy, and definitely, if you're not subscribed to his channel, definitely subscribe to his channel. So huge shout out to Gary Vaynerchuk. Next up, we have this Grand Theft Auto, and here's one of the failures that I'm going to talk to you guys about. And I might actually do a whole video on this in itself about PC games. Now, so let me preface this a little bit. I purchased a large lot of PC games, I think in the summertime, for $20. It's like a huge box, and I was so excited about it because I used to sell PC games all the time with no issues. But now, ever since there's a thing called Steam, and it's not Steam it, but there's a thing called Steam where people can go and like download video games without the CDs or anything now, and download the games and they can play online. Well, anyone that has CDs, physical CDs, when they go to Steam, there's a code that's only good for one time. So once you use that code, these discs are pretty much worthless for those that like to play multiplayer games. So that's a big warning to you guys that PC games, I would definitely stay clear of the newer ones, especially because of this, because I've had multiple returns over the last year over these. And like I said before, I used to sell these like crazy. And PC games, I used to do, like back in the day, I used to sell tons of them with no problem because the registration codes, even though like, you know, they would work for multiple machines, but now these codes are good for Steam, and everyone wants to play on Steam, which is like another side software that you can, you know, basically download your games, put them in a category. You can jump from computer to computer, download those games, and those codes expire. So this is a warning to you guys. Stay away from PC games that are new. Used. If you find PC games that are brand new sealed, that's a whole other ball game. Those codes are going to work, but definitely stay clear of PC games that are used. If you can get them for super cheap, that's one thing, but I'm just saying, I always preface all my auctions saying that these are for like replacement discs only. Codes do not work, and people still buy them. They still like, you know, email me complaining about that. Think codes don't work. I show them, you know, in the description where it says don't, you know, these are replacement discs only, but people still have a problem. They can't read. And if you have problems with sellers like or buyers like that, please leave a comment below. A lot of people don't even read the descriptions or the item conditions in these auctions. It baffles my mind. But I always refund them their money because, I mean, you don't really want to fight over literally like, you know, $10 or $20 when it comes to your account. Just let it go. And for the most part, you know, I will let them know that, look, you know, this does say these are for replacement discs only. And every once in a while, I'll get someone that says, oh, okay, no problem. And then they leave it. But for the most part, people are like, I want my money back. I can't even play this game. I bought it for my son and now he can't play. And I'm just like, you know, you got to read the instructions or read the description. But anyways, that's one of the failures I wanted to let you guys know. I still sell PC games, and I'm not going to lie. So the ones that I have left are I'm just going to get rid of them. And I will not be looking for these, like I used to before, because times have changed so definitely. And it is kind of ironic because when I posted me finding a huge lot of PC games, someone messaged me and was like, you ain't gonna make any money on these because the codes don't work. And I was just like, whatever, I've been selling these games for years, for 20 years I've been selling PC games, and then like this whole thing happened, and that's what they were right. So I always kind of listen to what people are saying. At the time I was just like, oh, whatever, I've done this. But sure enough, I can't tell you how many times people have wanted to return these because the codes don't work. And so that is my advice to you as far as that. Stay clear of new used PC games. Anyways, this guy hasn't returned this one yet, so we'll see. Next up, we have True Blood Season 3. I sell sealed Blu-rays and DVDs quite frequently. I'm in the Media City. I'm in the Media City Center. I guess that's what they call Burbank. It's the Media City. And I can't tell you, there's a Warner Brothers, Disney Studios is here, and I think Universal's like right across the street. There's a lot of studios here, so garage sales are great here because you can find mixed media, blank cassettes, like a lot of that kind of stuff here in Burbank. And so this was I think a Warner Brothers employee that I purchased a huge like boxes and boxes of brand new stuff, and I kind of overpaid for it now that I think about it, because I think I got this for like, I don't know, $4. But if you actually love the series, $4 is a great price if you're going to use it. But for a reseller, I was so excited at the moment about all these sealed Blu-ray, box sets, thinking like these were going to go for like $60 or something like that. But they, I didn't take the time to scan everything, or I would have probably set, some of that stuff aside. But anyways, this sold for $14.99, $14.97 with free shipping. This shipped media mail. For those that sell DVDs and VHSs and things like that, definitely use media mail because this stuff goes. This one was over £1, so definitely look into that. And if you're not familiar with media mail, look that up. There's a lot of things you cannot send media mail, like video games and stuff like that. But people still do, and usually you get away with that. But just mind the rules and you'll be fine. Anyways, made a few dollars on this, but I want to show you guys, not all Blu-rays and DVDs are going to be worth it. Like I work on a lot of volume on these, so there is that. Next up, we have this Maxwell Ultra Thins. These are like, I want to say these were like headphones from the 90s or the early 2000s. Anyways, I found these at a thrift shop for like $1, and I scanned them using my FBA scan, and they were going for like $20-something on Amazon. So anyways, I brought them home and ended up just listing them on eBay just to like not have to deal with it. I probably should have sent these into Amazon. They probably would have sold a lot faster. And I had these actually sticking around for about a year before they sold. Anyways, these sold for $19.95 plus free shipping. And I charge shipping now for everything. I did a free shipping a long time ago, and it was actually, I noticed that I had a lot more sales when I did free shipping, but it's just, I can't do it anymore. I have to charge shipping because when I have a sale, it's the worst when you have a 40% off sale. And then you sell something for 40% off, and you're like, oh man, I forgot to put shipping on this, and you losing out like big time. Anyways, to each their own. I definitely charge shipping for everything now because I put a lot of stuff on sale every week. And anyways, also, real quick, hold on. Show's brought to you by New York Seltzer. Shout out to them. Anyways, ship stuff like this in a box. Do not put this in a bubble mailer. Stuff like this needs to be shipped in a box because they're thin clamshell plastic. You don't want your buyer to be mad because the postman crushed these, sat on this or whatever. Next up, we have this Luke Robitaille bobblehead. We've had this forever. When we moved, there was a bunch of stuff I put in a box for eBay. From time to time, I'll go to those boxes, pull stuff out, and list them. This one was listed for $29.99. We took a best offer. Actually, this was a sale, 40% off, $17.99 plus $5.99 shipping. Bobbleheads are excellent. Just make sure they're not broken if you're buying them, especially if you're in a thrift store. Definitely pull them out if you have the time to look at them, because some of these break very easily. They're made out of some weird like really thin plaster or resin, so they break very easily. So definitely you can scan them and then check them out on eBay. And some bobbleheads go for a pretty good amount of money, so definitely as a bolo, if you're out and about and you can find bobbleheads for My price point on bobbleheads are like usually $5 or below. If they're $5 or below, I'll take a look. And sometimes even like paying 10 for them are worth it, especially if they go for $60 or $70. So if you haven't looked up bobbleheads, go on eBay right after this video and look up bobbleheads and sort by highest price. You guys will be very surprised on some of the prices some of these things go for. Anyways, next up we have this Harley Quinn Q figure. Q figures actually just came out maybe about a year ago. They're really highly detailed little figures. A lot of them have come in Loot Crate. I wonder if this one was in a Loot Crate one. Well, anyways, I got this at a thrift shop for, I think it was like $2. And I had this one for $19.99 forever. It didn't sell and did a 40% off sale, $11.99 plus $2.99 shipping. I probably should have charged more for shipping. But anyways, I paid a couple dollars. I made a couple dollars. We're just pretty much working on volume here, even though I don't like shipping big and bulky things. Next up, we have this catalog from 2014. This was kind of like a really weird anime, like Japanimation anime catalog that had a lot of weird movies in it. And this came with the DVD collection that I've talked about a million times before, about 1,200 DVDs. Also came with like a bunch of books and stuff. And this was going to be thrown away. Anyways, I grabbed it. I probably should have charged shipping for this, but anyway, $7.79. And with media, no, I think I didn't ship this media mail. I think I shipped this first class. Anyways, I was literally pennies into this, and so $7.99. I didn't make a whole bunch of money from it, and I probably should have put at least $1.99 shipping for this. But anyways, look out for catalogs. I can't tell you guys some of the hidden gems that are catalogs, and you can actually Google that. Sears catalog is probably the thing that I always look out for the most. Montgomery Ward's sometimes. But the Sears catalogs from the 80s and the 70s go for a pretty good amount of money, especially because if you're a kid from the 80s like me, we loved going through the toys, and people are very nostalgic about Sears catalogs. And Sears catalogs have been around forever. I want to say like 1909 or 1919 or something ridiculous like that. So if you can find those old ones, those are amazing. Don't turn your back on catalogs. Next up, we have this Ren and Stimpy Jimmy the Idiot Spumco. We've talked about this a million times before. I just want to show you guys. Sold another one, $9.99 plus $1.99 shipping. Paid $1 for these. There was a bunch of them. The Soda Pop figure that was with this set sold out pretty much really quick. Those were selling for like between $15 and $30 each for something I got for $1. And what this was a little plastic pencil topper. And my radar just went off the radar. My radar went off the radar. Whatever. Anyways, so like my pretty much intuition was just buy the whole box of these, and there was a pretty good amount, so I bought the whole thing. And sure enough, the Soda Pop ones pretty much paid for everything, and now everything that sells is pretty much just pure profit now. Next up is this Lionel Hallmark keepsake ornaments. I should have listed these before Christmas. Here's another failure right here. I should have listed these before Christmas. I got the crazy thing is I bought these before Christmas, and I should have listed them before Christmas. I was just lazy. Anyways, I listed these after Christmas like a dummy. And I have a bunch of ornaments too, and I'm going to actually put those in a box and put them to the side and make a note somewhere to pull those out in maybe September or October of this year, and then list those instead of having them, listed forever and not selling. Anyways, I paid $10 for all these trains. I thought they would go for a lot more. But anyways, I needed the money, and I was just like, you know what? I paid $10 for everything. I might as well take a best offer for, I want to say I took a best offer for like 30-something for these, which was an absolute steal. They didn't have any boxes or anything, but they're in pretty much mint condition. And these were all wrapped up very nice. And shipping stuff like this, don't ever ship these loose. And what I mean is them banging each other. All these are basically wrapped in bubble wrap and then put in their boxes, their box respectively, tight. No shake. When you ship stuff like this, do the shake test. Wrap it up, box it up, shake the box. If there's any shaking in it, open the box, kind of stick some more paper in there. Stuff like this, you do not want rattling around, especially with just like I said, loose, rattling around, banging. You're gonna get a strike. They're gonna want their money back. These things are broken. I don't know what the hell they do at the post office or from point A to point B, but I can tell you guys, it's like they throw these things like footballs or something. So just do that. Next up, we have the Star Brigade G.I. Joe Payload vintage figure. These were meant on cards. These were from, I want to say, from maybe 1993. These are purchased in a auction figure collection that I went through. I pulled some stuff out of this this action figure lot that I was appraising, and so this one I think I paid like maybe $2 each for these. So took a best offer, $17.99 plus $5.99 shipping. These I've seen these sell as high as $20 plus shipping each, but anyways, I took a best offer. I just wanted to get rid of this stuff. 2018. Let's get this crap out of the house. Next up, we have this Russian field car from Tamiya. This is a model set. I love models. I'm also a model maker. You guys don't even. I'm not even. You guys have never even seen that side of me. Anyways, just Google Evolos and you can see some of my artwork and stuff like that. But anyways, I love models. I buy them when I can. Tamiya is an amazing brand. If you can get these model kits for under $2. For the most part, model kits in general aren't going to go for a lot of money. And though someone who's been in the model business for me as long as I have, for the most part, models aren't going to be worth much. But sealed ones, definitely look them up if you find sealed ones, because now the thing is, when you find these loose, it's hard to track if all the pieces are there, because there's literally like hundreds of pieces of these things, like puzzles almost. But anyways, I had this forever. This has been on this. I've had this listed for might have even been 3 years. Anyways, sold this on a sale, $8.99. As a matter of fact, this year I need to go through my listings and gut everything that I don't use and basically have a garage sale or just donate them. Next up, we have this Nude for Satan. I wanted to show you guys this because I'm still selling DVDs, out of print DVDs. You got to look for them. Obscure horror movies are pretty much things you want to look for when you're out and about. If you're like, oh well, there's like a million DVDs here, I don't know what to do, I don't have time to scan them. Look for horror movies that you've never heard of, and usually those are going to be pretty good. Anchor Bay, I don't know if this is an Anchor Bay title. Anchor Bay, you know how like there's Warner Brothers and Disney. If you find DVDs that say Anchor Bay on them and they're horror movies, like 90% of the time they're worth picking up. That's a bolo and definitely something for you. But I wanted to show you guys this because DVDs are still selling for me. Next up, we have this. This is another kind of failure thing I want to talk about. I have this new in box kind of. I don't know what this is. I think it's like a game or paper airplanes, or I think it's a game actually. Anyways, I paid like maybe like $4 at the thrift shop for this, and I should have sent this in to Amazon FBA because the comps on this were very good. But I don't know why I put it on eBay and just left it there and forgot about it. As you can see, this was free shipping. And here's the failure, and this is what I want to point out to you guys. When you're doing your sales and you just click the little box that checks everything, just make sure you go through that list and uncheck things that you're like, well, that's not really, I'm not making really money on that, because this is what happened with this. I totally forgot to put shipping on this, and it's pretty much like breaking even, so there's that. So definitely do that. So once again, guys, I'm Chris, the Thrift Shop Hustler. Happy New Year. Thanks for those that stuck around through this whole video. Click the like button if you learned anything. Leave a comment below if you have any questions about any of this stuff. Check me out on Steemit. I'm reseller at Steemit. Things are going pretty crazy over there, and I really appreciate everyone that took my advice to go over there. The price of Steam was like $8 yesterday. That's pretty crazy. Anyways, I'm Chris, the Thrift Shop Hustler. Thank you for watching, and everyone have a great week.